Hello there, everybody, and welcome to a little look at the top 10 upcoming games you should be looking forward to in 2023. Now, being an indie and roguelike fan myself, this list is going to be heavily curated towards some more obscure indie and roguelike games, which means we're not going to be talking about games like Hades 2, or Risk of Rain Returns, or Silksong. Wait, is Silksong? Yeah, okay, I got confirmation. Silksong is still happening. Instead, we're going to look at some lesser known games that should still be on your radar as we start out what could be an incredible year of gaming. Without further ado, let's hop in. First on my list, we have a charming, atmospheric, and highly unique action-packed roguelike Beyond the Long Night. This 2D twin-stick roguelite has you taking to the skies, but underground, with your trusty red balloon, giving a twist to the normal movement patterns in a kind of roguelike game. You'll be exploring caves, temples, gathering items, and making friends, all while learning the secrets of this subterranean kingdom stuck in a never-ending time loop. I really loved the demo for this game when it first launched. It's got a little bit of a Hollow Knight vibe to it that I think people are really going to love. It's releasing in the first quarter of 2023, so keep your eyes peeled. Next up, we have a strategy roguelike, but believe me, you're not going to be missing out on any action in it. Enter the Chronosphere is a strategic and tactical bullet hell roguelike that has you taking turns in slices of real-time action. You're going to be taking shots and dodging shots, all while predicting where your enemies are going to move and attack. It's an extremely unique style for a tactical game that I've never really seen done before in a roguelike. New weapons and abilities are scattered across these colossal unique chronospheres, these procedurally generated environments in the game, for you to enhance your builds and create unforgettable runs with multiple different unique characters. You can wishlist the game right now, I'll have a link in the description. Next on my list, I'm continuing with funky, unique roguelikes with a fishing game, Lake of Creatures. In this fast-paced fishing roguelike, you'll be sailing around randomly generated enemy-infested waters, catching and selling fish to upgrade your loot and power up. Similar to a Binding of Isaac type system, these items are highly synergistic and make every run feel drastically different. Believe it or not, this isn't actually the first fishing roguelike. Shout out to Fish to Cuffs, a charming little simple fishing roguelike, or even the first roguelike with fishing in it. Shout out to Revita. But it is the first to combine the top-down dungeon crawling style beloved in the indie community with sweet fishing goodness. It seems like a gimmick, but also a fun gimmick, so I can't wait for it. You can wishlist it right now and get ready for its release sometime in the first quarter of 2023. Now, many of you know I love my deck builders, so let's chat about two of them that I'm really looking forward to this year. First up, we have Wildfrost, a new deck builder being published by Chucklefish, the original publisher of Stardew Valley. While the game looks like a cheery and heartwarming game in this cold, wintry environment, the reality is this is a brutal deck builder that combines the best of games like Slay the Spire and Monster Train into a brand new, thinky experience with some Hearthstone elements. I love the way that it manages heroes and new deck building combat wrapped in these breathtaking graphics and great sound design. It's tough for me to get super excited about new deck builders, but Wildfrost has that it factor that I think is going to make it really special. Check this one out in early 2023. And for my second deck builder I'm looking forward to, we've got Shogun Showdown. Now I'm pulling back the curtain here for a second to tell you that if you have not heard of this game, stop everything and listen up. The free demo for this game on itch.io is better than games I have spent $20 on. The demo is a full game in among itself, and somehow they're releasing an actual full version on Steam that's polished, full of new content, and maintaining this already incredible gameplay you can find in the demo. Shogun Showdown has you playing as a ninja in old Japanese times, using your deck of weapons and abilities to defeat enemies on a turn-based, tactical 2D plane. What makes the game so special is how these abilities interact, allowing for devastating combos that will catch both the enemies, and sometimes you, by surprise. The demo is a genuine treat and a top 10 deck builder I have played, so I have never been more hyped for a full release of the game. Do not miss this one. Now, deck builders aside, we've still got some dice builders too. Let's talk about Die in the Dungeon. You may have recently seen the prologue for Die in the Dungeon get released on Steam. This is an updated free demo version of what's to come later this year. This is a brilliant, puzzly, dice-building game that has you placing dice you collect in a grid to interact with each other and defeat enemies. It reminds me a little bit of the board game Sagrada for anyone that's a board gaming fan. How you place the dice may increase or decrease their values. Enemies can place on the grid. It's just such good puzzly gameplay, I love it. Throw in a couple secrets here and there, some handmade events, unique enemies, a new endless game mode, and that's actually just me talking about what's in the free prologue right now. There's even more content coming in the future release. Dice fans, check this one out, you're gonna love it. Another incredible dice builder coming your way soon is SpellRogue, a dungeon crawling strategy game that is best described as a combination of Dicey Dungeons and Slay the Spire, two of my favorite games. You're going to be rolling mana dice that you can spend in Dicey Dungeon styled spells to attack, block, and create synergies against many different enemies. It's much more of a puzzle game than a pure deck builder like Slay the Spire, but it takes massive inspiration from the flow and the design from Slay the Spire, and it performs it successfully. There's so many different spells, dice, potions, and synergies in this current demo playtest version of the game that you can request access to on Steam. Enemy design is unique and makes you play each fight differently, as enemies will inflict status effects on both your player but also on the spells that you're casting, which makes for fun decision making at every step. I don't know exactly when it intends on releasing, but the playtest was one of the most fleshed out and well-designed demos I've played so far this year, so I feel like the full release has to come sometime soon. If you're a dice rolling fan and you love a thinky puzzle game, put this one on your wish list now. Let's step away from roguelikes now for a second and talk about two non-roguelikes that I've had my eye on for quite some time now. Little Martian is a survival game full of exploration, resource gathering, base building, and farming. You play as a little pixely robot man and your animal sidekicks as you explore a planet filled with mystery in a hope to repair your spaceship. The game has a strong focus on farming and cooking, with hundreds of items to craft and over 50 different unique recipes to create. I absolutely love and adore the art style in this game, although I understand it might not be for everyone, but this top-down survival gameplay has me nostalgic of my time in a game on the Nintendo DS, Lost in Blue, and I'm so excited to jump into a brand new world filled with mysterious biomes and vast fun. If you're a fan of survival games, keep this one on your radar. Next up, we've got Storyteller, this brilliant little puzzle game that has you tweaking and manipulating scenes from popular literature and fairy tales to change story outcomes. Sounds a little lame, right? But I was smiling and giddy as all hell while playing it. Being able to manipulate scenes to match whatever outcome the game tells you results in these wild scenarios, and the game's storytelling mechanics just makes it a hilarious game to spend a couple hours in. The demo alone had numerous chapters spanning from stories of Dracula to Romeo and Juliet, each with alternate endings designed to make you laugh but also think. I'm excited to see what they do with the full release coming March 23rd, 2023. And finally, my most anticipated game of the year, Below the Stone. Below the Stone is an upcoming dwarven mining roguelike where you are delving deep into caves to collect rare resources and then return them to the surface. You're going to be encountering many characters from the kingdom to meet, save, and aid in over 25 different unique biomes/levels. With the resources you bring back, you can trade them in or craft with them to create new loot and items for future expeditions. However, beware, any loot you bring with you is going to be lost forever if you cannot make it home safely. You'll be exploring procedurally generated levels that have this open world feel, but also have dungeons and bosses and unique enemies and events and more. The game is giving off some major Moonlighter meets Escape from Tarkov meets Minecraft and Spelunky vibes that I'm just drooling with excitement over. However, I will note that their scale for the project is massive. I know I said they plan on 25 plus unique biomes, that's what's documented on their Steam page, but their real plan is 50. 25 is just the soft goal. They have an alarming amount of features and ideas that I worry a little bit about a half-baked product on release, but I've been following it for over a year now and everything I've seen gets me more and more excited. The game has experienced some delays, but it's expected to release in March 2023, so keep your eyes peeled and wishlist the game today. So there's my top 10 most anticipated games of 2023. Please go wishlist these games on Steam, follow the devs on Twitter. All of the support helps to make these games as great as they can be. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know what game you're looking forward to most in 2023 in the comments. We're going to be playing all of these games in this video throughout the year as they release, as well as many other indie and roguelike gems. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.